Unofficial Hollow Knight RPG, by HKRPG Team, is of course a non-profit fan-made TTRPG for the Hollow Knight game series. I will warn you, I don't know a thing about Hollow Knight besides that it's cute. All I know is the rapture might as well have happened when Silk Song get revealed to be real for like 5 seconds on a Nintendo Direct stream, and it managed to be the second game release of 2025 that set the Steam server on fire, the other being Deltarune because of course. So, how does the game works? First thing first, you gonna need a bunch of d6, a lot of it. The basis of the dice mechanic here is that a check needs a number of success to pass, and success is obtained by rolling 5 or 6 on a d6. Your dice pool is usually formed from one of your primary attribute, might, grace, shell and insight, plus a relevant skill, and since your primary attribute could theoretically get to a max of 7, before addition of skill, you can see why you need a lot of dices. So, how do you build your bug? First thing you gotta know, is that bug in Hollow Knight isn't bug as we know it. This is a bug, this is a bug, this is a bug, this fucker is a goddamn ass. What a bug is in our world isn't what it is over there. You telling me these adorable things are fleas, the most pain in the ass shit I had to deal with in my life? Well, I guess they are pain in the ass in other ways. Anyway, you start your character creation by picking what bug size you want, small, normie, or tall. Over here on the left, the top are your primary attribute, might is how hard you hit and parry, as well as determining how much you can carry via load. Grace is how good you are at dodging and launching ranged attack, also affects footwork, which is how many square you can move in enemy's threat before getting smacked. Shell is how good you are at taking hits, reducing incoming damage, which affects belt size, essentially a quick item slot you use to switch things fast in intense situation. The bigger, the more you can store there, while insight is how smart and perceptive you are. This also affects technique slots, used to ready your arts and arcanas, which are like your powerful special moves. On the second row is your heart, which is just HP or health, and you get sent to death's door for reaching 0 with it. Soul is your MP for spells and some abilities, you can gain it back by resting or punching the shit out of other bugs, and stamina is sorta related to how many things you can do in a round of combat. Many things take stamina to perform, including attack and defense, and it regenerate at the start of every round, so managing these 3 resources will be important to your victory. And below that is, this is adorable, it's so cute that you actually have a stats called cute. Both spook and cute are used for some social roles, including insight. You can literally be too cute to be in trouble in this game. That's hilarious and adorable. At the bottom, there's speed, which determines how many squares you can move, easy enough, and hunger, a rather interesting stat because it turns out that Unofficial Hollow Knight RPG has hunger mechanic. You have a stat called belly, the maximum of which is your hunger or 10, whichever higher, and at every rest, it get reduced by your hunger or 10, whichever higher, and it can go negative, all the way to -100, at which point you drop dead. That's right, you too can experience bug poverty in the Unofficial Hollow Knight RPG, it's just like Silk Song. But of course, you might be wondering why the hunger stat looks so weird. That's because we haven't finished making the character yet as we move on to traits. Traits like being adorably clumsy, being cannibal, completely feral, has more arms or legs, and built-in guns. Most trait you pick will affect your hunger stats, and the total cannot exceed your bug max hunger. You also can only pick up to 7 traits, so your character sheet don't look like a light novel. Some traits could even affect your spook and cute stats, like having dangerous looking natural weapons will obviously makes you look spookier. And if you are wondering why the game has mention of 0.5 half stat in some places, how this works is that when your roll involves an attribute that ends with 0.5, you don't get an additional dice, but you get reroll for one of your dice instead. So honestly, it's still a pretty good deal, and also 0.5 will obviously add back into 1. After giving your bug appropriate traits, you have a couple more things to further define your bug as your own. Paths represent a bug approach to combat or magic. These dramatically changes how you fight in combat and has a max rank of 3. Each time you rank up, you also get to increase stamina if it's a martial path or soul if it's a mystic path, allowing you more leeway in utilizing your paths. Proficiency is instead your job or background, a set of skills to improve your dice pool against a narrative challenge. Each rank into a proficiency increase the dices you can apply to the checks. Both path and proficiency are ways to represent the personal growth of your bug as they advance by achieving major milestone, allowing you to face increasingly difficult challenges. There's more you can help on that aspect too, such as learning new weapon arts, arcana, or switching out for better equipment and charm. These are all tools you can use and change out as needed to face the challenges ahead, and you will need all the help you can get to face. Where's the NPC section?
You have to make them yourself.
Ah, of course, but thankfully there's a bunch of GM resources linked at the end of the book for anyone that needs help in regard to this. And before I end this video, I know you will want to ask this. No, this fan book hasn't been updated to Silksong yet. Funny enough, the team was actually working on a major update to the TTRPG and then Silksong just drove a dog through it. It's gonna take a while to say the least. And that's basically it on the Unofficial Hollow Knight RPG. Sometimes you just want to relax and read a fan work. After reviewing through so many, what's the word, original, self-published, non-fandom work, you can really see how a fan TTRPG was often written backward. The main cultural reference is here, it's done already for you. The problem is how to translate that to a TTRPG format. What is focused in the game is converted into dice mechanic, a fan community expressing its feeling in 100 pages long love letter, and oftentimes, it can feel more genuine than an official work, or you can also just fuck it up by trying to shove it into D&D. Also, one thing I have to mention, I will most likely review more fan work in the future but not all of them, primarily because I have to make sure the company from which the work these fan communities base their fan work on do not immediately fucking nuke them from reality. Sometimes too much attention is a bad thing. Anyway, Team Cherry seems cool enough for it. You can get it now on itch.io. That's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.